here's a decorative bowl. And if you didn't have the caption there, you would think that this is just a bowl that you might buy at Crate and Barrel or Restoration Hardware or Pier 1 or something like that. But if you were to talk about this bowl in a way that had something to do with people's emotions, you would be selling an entirely different bowl. You would be selling aspirations, dreams, the remedy to their pain. And so if you were to use this image to sell this bowl and you said, what if it could hold all of your dreams? That bowl has suddenly taken on a completely different meaning and has significantly more importance to you than anything else. And one thing that you could do with this bowl is put a pen next to it with small strips of paper, and on a few of the strips, you're writing love note to the person that has made all your dreams come true. And this bowl is now holding all of the love that you have for that person.
Oh my God, you could charge like $1 million for that bowl now. It would be like $5 at Bed Bath & Beyond. All of a sudden it's $100 bowl.
Right. And that's why I said to you at the outset, you can sell anything to anyone if you associate it with the person's emotions. If you're selling something, you have to have an image and you have to have some copy. And so I'm just going to lay this out for you. Okay, if you were selling a test-taking training program to people, what is it that people are afraid of? They're taking the test. No, they're not afraid of taking the test. They are afraid of the test results, because the results of those tests or that test are going to say all kinds of things about you, or they're going to determine whether or not you're going to have the life you want to have. So you might want to be a lawyer, which means you have to take the LSAT and you have to pass the bar once you get through law school. And now you're selling, bar exam courses to want to be lawyers. Well, you show an image of someone who clearly has failed the test. Is it me who's failing or is it the test? But ultimately, she's in tears. So the headline would be, don't want to crash and burn when taking that test, because that's exactly what they feel about what they're about to do. So what's the problem here? The test. What is it that they're feeling? They're going to fail, or they're going to crash and burn. And what's the solution? Take this test-taking training program. All right, next one. You can sell jewelry like this all day long. Now, look at the image, okay? Does it just not say it all? Mm-hmm. She's really mad. He's done something. He is not wanting to accept the fact that she's pointing her finger and really angry with him. And it's possible that this is associated, you can make this associated with an upcoming anniversary or her birthday or whatever. And clearly she's really angry. The guy wants to make the pain of her anger being directed at him go away. And the only way that's going to happen is if he does something that is going to make her less angry. And so what you would say is, want to make sure she's not mad at you on your anniversary. And then the solution is the jewelry. All right?
Awesome.
Always keep in mind, problem, pain, solution. Okay, now look at this image. Now, here's this woman, and she's looking kind of afar at something, and then look at the image that's laid in behind her face. You see this beautiful room, and if you'll notice, up at the top of the image above her glasses, there's fish there. And this is a hotel room underwater. And so you've got this image, and let's say this is the woman of your dreams and you want to make her happy, and she has, it's really important for you to treat her in a way that she's never been treated before. And so what you would do is present this sort of dream scenario to the guy that might be buying this. You're selling travel services, okay? And you would say, what if you could make every dream come true for her? And you've presented her, and you've presented the scenario where it's travel to a distant land, and ultimately by you taking her there, meaning you have to buy these travel services, her every dream is going to come true, all because of you. And then you're the guy who's the big winner, which is what you need to feel about yourself. And so if you're selling a motorcycle, you're presenting the picture of the bike, You're out on the open road. You have a sensation of moving through time. It's beautiful out there. It is the antithesis of being stuck in an office. And everyone who rides knows that. And so you would say, what if you could breathe again after being stuck inside all day? And so all of the emotion you feel about the job that you have, being stuck inside all day, wishing that you could, spend the next year of your life just traveling the world on your bike. The only time that you really feel alive is when you're out there riding. It's the thing that you do when you feel so much stress because it allows you to breathe. Those are all the emotions associated with riding a bike. So this is what you would use as a means of trying to sell a bike. If you're trying to generate leads for your business, whatever it is, this image captures everything about everything being out of date. And if what you're trying to do is sell marketing services to someone that are going to help them generate leads, what you have to emphasize to them is the way that they're doing their business today is, like from the Stone Ages. And so the caption would be, are you stuck in the 70s still going door to door? Because that's what used to happen in the 60s and 70s, where people were door to door salespeople, well, maybe 50s and 60s. They were going door to door. And this is this is what a typical guy in the 70s used to look like. So everything about this is wrong. The headline and the image, everything, and what we're saying to you as a business owner or an agency or whomever it is that you are generating leads for your business. Well, you're doing it not only the wrong way, you're doing it the old way in a way that doesn't work. And here's the thing, you're stuck in the 70s. Well, that is people feeling that frustration of, the problem is I don't have leads, and the pain is, oh my God, if I don't get any leads, I'm not going to be able to pay my bills.
Right.
And the solution is to show you how to generate leads in a way that's up to date and can actually be productive for you, because the 70s way of going door to door is not working anymore. Here we go. This is my classic example for selling weight loss. It is just as simple as this. You want to fit into that dress again? Need I say more? Okay, if you're trying to sell a car, you don't have to show the car. You're selling the idea of something. You're selling a solution to someone's problem. And I love this image, because here this guy is trying to do something in a way that is totally not working, because she is completely bored and he's all into it and everything, and he has just completely missed the boat. So if you were selling a car, you might want to suggest that basically maybe he needs to just get a nice car and go pick her up instead of in the beater that he picked her up in. And so you would say, looking for a new way to pick up girls, and obviously it's a play on picking them up in the car. Okay. And I really like this one too, because dating services, okay, everybody knows all about them. Most people have had experiences with them, and most people on dating services have felt that, they were looking for someone and, they kissed a lot of frogs. And so if you were selling a dating service, the problem with all the other dating services is that they have let you down. They have not delivered Mr. Right or Miss Right. They have made you feel like you're never going to find the person that you're looking for that makes the most sense for you in your life, which means you're never going to be happy and you're going to die old and alone. That's where this all goes. So in this case, if you're selling a dating service, the way that you would appeal to people is by really pointing out that you're actually different from what they've ever experienced. And that would be, what if Mr. Right actually turned out to be Mr. Right, which implies that your dating service actually has all of the Mr. Rights in it and the rest of them don't. And now she's all happy, and this is what she wants. She wants Mr. Right, and she's jumping for joy because she now has what she really wants. If you're going to sell dog food, what do we know about dogs? Well, they eat this crappy food and their breath stinks. And so I use 3 images here just to give you an idea of how you could play with this. So here's the 2 dogs. How's my breath? Not so good. And then here's the one in the middle where, much like people, when they know they've got bad breath, they'll tend to cover their mouths when they're talking because they know they stink. And then over here on the right, of course the dog is licking her. That's what she's responding to. But if the caption says want to get rid of bad breath, the image is supporting that statement. And so this is how you would sell dog food. It doesn't even matter if the dog food doesn't get rid of that bad breath. What you're saying is, the pain that you're suffering is, the problem is you have to feed your dog. You have to feed your dog some dog food. Okay, what dog food am I going to feed it? Well, the pain that I'm having about the dog and the dog food is that the dog's breath smells. And somehow I think it may be associated with this food. Well, you have stinky breath. I need to find a way to make this dog not stink so bad, because every time the dog jumps in bed with me and breathes on me, I want to heave.
Well, there you go. I like it. But the thing is, thinking about different emotions, the dog has bad breath, but I don't know if there's a way that you could target people that had older dogs. But what if your puppy could live longer?
Mm-hmm.
That would be
Absolutely.
one, because that's one I think about, because mine's, my little Chihuahua's 14 years old, and I think about that all the time. I want her to live forever.
Oh, absolutely. And there's a really famous photo on the internet of a guy that was somewhere in the tropics, and he would go out and he would carry his gigantic German Shepherd, and he would carry the dog out into the ocean so that the dog could swim. And the dog was elderly, he couldn't walk anymore, but the dog was completely free when he was in the water. And that's what this guy's commitment was to this dog. And so, there's all kinds of things that you can say with an image like that, and then just use a heading that associates whatever that product is with the pain that that person is feeling. And you might say, do you want your dog to live as long as possible?
Right.
And here's this guy holding this dog like a baby, and he's had this dog forever. Okay?
Wow.
Yeah, there you go. Here's this one. I love this one. So if you're a psychotherapist, if you're a therapist, there you go. What if you find out he's married? You're going straight to the shrink.
Well, the funny thing though is, if you were going for selling psychotherapy, like for marriage counseling and stuff, I could see like just people looking sad with their backs turned, or
Yep,
people shouting,
absolutely.
and having it being like, is the shouting ever going to stop?
Yep,
Is it ever going to get better?
Yep, absolutely. And what you're saying right there is totally associated with the emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
this is targeting women. And if you're a divorce lawyer, basically, there's the wedding cake, there's the marriage, and she's walking away with everything.
The only thing
And
that
she's
would
gonna
make
get
that,
enable her to move into a new house.
she needs a little stack of cash sitting next to her too. And what would
Yeah,
make her feel even better is if his pockets were turned inside out,
yeah.
over there on the left. Anyway, that one's cool. I like that a lot.